What you want? I didn't do nothing. You tripping. Hey, bro, you tripping. What the fuck? Hey, bro.
Cops often overstep their boundaries, resulting in disastrous moments. Today, we'll be going through these cases where some of the worst police officers were caught doing the unthinkable. Starting off with this corrupt cop who had no regard for an innocent black teenager. On August 12, 2021, college student Trinity Clark was heading home as she drove past Officer Joseph Roberts. The officer later claimed that she almost hit him as he pursued a traffic stop.
Delta. I'm North Hammer at Linden. Got a Ford Fusion, silver in color. Trying to evade.
As you clearly saw in the body cam footage, Trinity was nowhere near the officer. Despite this, the officer followed her but never turned on his emergency lights during the pursuit. Eventually, Trinity arrived at her home, and the following events were nothing short of horrendous.
Come here. I pulled you over. Come here. Yeah, I did. Get over here. 36 Delta. Start me out again.
What's wrong?
Come here. What's going on?
Nothing.
Okay.
What you want? I didn't do nothing. You tripping. Hey, bro, you tripping. What the? Hey, bro. Bro, you tell me I'm fucking what's wrong with you?
The power-tripping cop had no regard for the young female as he wrestled her on the ground. The poor girl lost her top and was trying to cover herself. Despite being in such a terrible position, the officer never tried to de-escalate the situation.
36 Delta.
Come on, mama. The fuck? Move, I ain't got no shirt on.
You're being detained.
Move, I don't got no shirt on.
Being detained.
Move, my t***, out, you stupid ass. What's going on? Bruh, move my t*** out, bitch. Move! I'm not f***ing in, bruh. Bro, I don't got no shirt on, no. Leave me up.
Hey, you don't even know that serious. Don't come up here for me. Y'all don't know none of that. It ain't.
Get in the house. How about that?
Mama!
Bruh, somebody call my mama.
36 Delta. Get us some units up here. We got people coming to the house.
Trinity, what's your mama?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn.
Bruh, move, my titties are out. If y'all don't fucking move.
Get your hands out.
No, I don't have no fucking bra on. Fuck y'all.
Trinity was only trying to cover her vulnerable body, as he repeatedly told the officer. This illegal arrest was only getting painful with every passing second, as multiple officers now surrounded the helpless woman.
Bruh. Bruh, let me go.
Get her
I don't got no money. Mama! Come on, mama, bro.
2816 Landon. Oh, y'all better get DLC in the house.
Get the off of me, y'all. Bro, get off of me, y'all.
Put your hands on your fucking now, goddammit.
Bro,
Hands on your back.
my fucking
Put your hands on your fucking back. Anybody else? Okay, we will. Somebody running the house? Oh, no, they were just coming out of the house on me, all of them.
As multiple officers arrived on the scene, they were able to handcuff the poor woman who had almost given up on her freedom. To make matters worse, only male cops were handling the situation, and ultimately they did realize that she needed a shirt so bad.
Alright, let's get her up. Hey, hey! She's
Get the fuck off of me, y'all!
We need a blanket.
I want the fucking name, lame ass. Get off of me! Get the f off of me, bitch! Damn, get off of me, bitch! Y'all got fucking 30 cops on one female.
Got out the car aggressive and was like,
Get off
come
of
here,
me.
just come here. She scared, like, what did I do? What did I do? Like,
Okay,
and
listen.
he didn't even like this. He just came in the yard. He didn't have no reason to come in the yard.
Get off of me.
Sure.
Get off of me.
I don't want her to be without a shirt.
Bruh, get the f off of me, bruh. Real shit. Get off of me, bitch. Get the fuck off of me, y'all.
Easy. Just
Get the fuck off of me, y'all. Get off of me. Get the f off of me, y'all.
It's surprising how so many experienced cops can't calm down a woman. Only if these low-life pigs had been taught some de-escalation tactics would it have been better for everyone.
Get off of me, yeah.
chill out.
Oh my gosh, why y'all twisting my body around? Get these off of me. Bruh, y'all got 30 cops on one female.
Trinity, just be quiet.
And then y'all trying to choke me.
No, we're not trying to
Get
choke
the-
you.
Pick your head up.
Is your salt? You want to kill the car?
Kill the car, please. Yeah.
Get off of
Ma'am, are
me,
you injured at all?
yo.
Do you need an ambulance, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, what's
And I
wrong?
want y'all for it too.
Shortly after, Trinity was taken to a police cruiser, and a sergeant came to the scene to talk to Officer Roberts, whose lies will boil your blood.
All right, you okay, bud?
Yeah. Oh, your nose is hurting bad.
Pop you in the nose?
Yeah.
Well, that's crooked to me.
Yeah. Feels. I know it feels messed up, but anyways, I'm on a traffic stop over there. That last traffic stop you heard me call, the orange Camaro. She comes flying by us, almost clips me. So I go try to follow her, and then she takes off on me. So I'm like, okay, so I'm about to go straight right there.
Roberts proved to be a complete tyrant, as not only he blatantly violated Trinity's rights, but he also lied on camera to his supervisor. The poor girl was taken to the police station, where she was charged with assault on a first responder, driving on a suspended license, and resisting arrest. On top of this, she also had a felony charge for evading arrest. However, justice prevailed during the court hearing when the judge was shocked to see the body cam footage.
With regard to the evading arrest, I'm going to dismiss that, the felony. The simple possession, the assault on the first responder, the driving on a suspended license, I just don't see the probable cause. To me, this is disturbing. I'm going to dismiss everything. Everything is dismissed.
Every charge against Trinity was dismissed, but the police department found the officer's actions were reasonable. However, just 5 months later, Officer Roberts was suspended during an internal investigation after he turned his body cam off during a pursuit. Later, he resigned from the department after pleading guilty to destroying records. This proves that life comes to you in full circle. Next up, we have a shocking case of a 17-year veteran of the police who ended up getting 440 years in prison. You'll be devastated to find out what he actually did.
No, you were not Sergeant Pilo last night. You were absolutely somebody else.
Did not do anything wrong. Period. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to do it. I don't.
Bloomington Police Sergeant Jeffrey Pilo was a respectable police officer and lived a great life with his wife and 3 kids. But everything came to a drastic end on June 10, 2006, when Janelle Galuska contacted 911 complaining about a person repeatedly knocking on her door. When an officer arrived at the location, he found Sergeant Pilo standing outside the home with his back against the other house. Despite recognizing his senior, the officer proceeded to arrest Pilo, and he was summoned to an interrogation the next day. The shocking revelations made during this time will leave you stunned, as we'll be going through them in detail.
No, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna talk about it, all right? This isn't the way we wanted this to happen, all right? We wanted you to come down here and go on all kinds of stuff. We said chat and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. You know, what I
Sandra, with Mosier. And as you know, we have rules that we have to go by. Just as, you're very familiar with all this stuff, you know what's going on, kind of stuff. And we want to talk about what's going on because we're not absolutely sure what's going on. Okay?
What are you talking about?
I have to read you your rights first. I don't know where we're going
What's
to go.
going on? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I understand that, Jeff, and you understand, just like I do, that I can't talk about anything until we get this a little bit out of the way. You know what I'm talking about? I want to hear what you have to say about it, and I'm really hoping there is a good explanation for it all. Did you meet up with the police officer last night?
You're talking about Zena.
Yes.
When I was walking around by the lake, looking at the lake down there. Again, I drove down there. I couldn't sleep. All right. Houses come up for sale in that area all the time. I'm interested in buying my mother-in-law a house. She lives up in Greeley. She's poor. She's on fixed income. I wanted to move closer to us. Houses come for sale. There's a townhome right there for sale. It won't work, but anyway, I was looking to see what kind of access went down to that lake. That's all.
Palo was narrating a story but had no clue that officers had conclusive evidence against him. He was linked to 4 assault cases from 2002 to 2005, as 2 previous victims had come forward complaining about a man in a black mask who would break into their homes and assault them. 3 of the 4 assault victims identified Pero, and 2 of them even recognized his voice.
There are just some things that happened last night that just doesn't add up. And you know, Jeff, as a former investigator yourself, that there are things that we know, okay? Such as the way that you met up with David, you know? You freaked him out. Why would you be in between 2 houses looking at houses?
I couldn't keep going straight. There's a drainage thing that goes down the lake. I couldn't keep walking. So I walked up, the dog started barking, and oh hell. So I walked up between the houses, gonna go to the road. All right. He comes around, I thought maybe it was the homeowner. I was like, I don't want to startle, He startled me, so I turned to walk back down. He said, stop, please. I was like, oh, hell, it's a cop. I turned around and walked back.
Jeff, what you know as being a police officer, that kind of thing is not within the norm. We don't, as police officers, we don't walk around at 12:30 at night in the morning, walking in between the houses.
I wouldn't walk between the houses. I was by the lake. I couldn't keep going, so I walked up between the houses. That's it.
It's shameful how a protector of the community went on to commit these gruesome assaults. However, there wasn't any physical evidence against the officer apart from the victim's words, but everything was going against him.
Think about what you're telling me.
I am thinking about what I'm telling you, the truth. I went down there, looked, what kind of public access is down there? I walked, I started going to the west side, but there's fences and I come back around the other way. All right, again, I can't go no further. There's a drainage thing that comes down that fills that like overflow, I guess, I don't know whatever it is. So I started, the dog started barking, so I walked up between the houses, go up to the road, and yes, to be on the road, so I'm not walking up between, it's just...
Wait a minute. But you weren't on the road until
I was going to go in the road. All right, that's where I was walking up to, was go up to the road. Walk down with my truck and drive away, because I was done looking at the lake. There's no access going down to the lake, so...
Okay, Jeff. We're past the point of you were there, right? You readily admit that you were there.
Yes.
In between those 2 houses.
Yes. All right. I was just walking from the lake up to the...
Okay. If you get a call of someone walking in between 2 houses at 12:30 in the morning,
I don't know what call brought him out there. Yes, of course.
Of course. I mean, the person who called this in has every right in the world to do this, correct?
I have no idea who called it.
Sergeant Palo was getting frustrated and anxious with each passing minute, as if he was being framed for something. However, his drama was not going to continue for long.
What they called in wasn't me. All right? Dave said last night somebody knocked on somebody's door. I didn't knock on anybody's door. I did knock on anybody's door. I did not knock on anybody's door. I don't know what else you're trying to allege here. I don't want to jump to some kind of conclusion, right? All this isn't about because I walked up from that lake up between those two houses.
Absolutely.
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 You know, I don't know what else you're talking about.
We're talking about you standing up with your back to the house and trying not to be identified. What? Having your back up against the house and not trying to be seen as David walks by.
I was walking up, I saw someone coming, so I stopped. I turned to go back. Again, the dog's barking. I didn't want somebody to think I was doing something wrong. He said, "Stop, police." I was like, "Oh, hell." So I turned around and walked up to him. I wasn't standing with my back against no house.
Well, I think you're minimizing all of it.
I'm not minimizing anything.
He said, "Stop, police." Wasn't there a little bit more than that?
No, that's what he said.
You didn't see the gun he had pulled on you?
No.
Taylor was known to be a calm and police officer, but from this interrogation, we could see his rage coming out. It was obvious that he was trying to hide the guilt of brutally molesting women over the years.
Haven't you been? I
think I need to take it a step further.
Okay.
Because the lady, scared to death. Scared to
I don't know nothing about the lady.
What I'm telling you, she was scared to death. She was an absolute basket case.
It wasn't for me.
What? Yes, you were in between the houses. What if this would have
I
happened?
walked up between the houses and Zeman was there. That's the only time I went between the houses.
What if this would have happened? Would you be a little bit concerned? Something to her?
But I don't understand what you're saying. The only time I walked between those two houses was when I was walking from the lake and up.
But that's where you and
that's when I met the Zemer.
that's where you and Officer Zemer differ in what you said.
But whatever the lady was scared of, it wasn't me.
It was you.
How could it be me? The only time I was between the houses when I walked up and Zemer was there, she'd already called.
Jeff, Zemer had already been throughout the whole area. You were the only person there. It was 12:30 in the morning.
All right.
It was 12:30 in the morning.
Janelle also told the cops that this wasn't the first time she was threatened by this cop. She claimed that a man wearing a black mask entered her home and quickly left after her boyfriend confronted him with a baseball bat. Evidently, the creep had been following this woman for quite some time.
I mean, he's called out there. All right. There's nobody else out there but you. This lady has someone prowling around her windows. She's a very attractive young lady.
It wasn't me. I wasn't prowling around anyone's windows. I wasn't prowling around at all. Again, when the dog's barking, I said, "Oh, I need to go up by the road," and that's when I walked between the houses.
Well, what makes you decide to go look at a house at 12:30 in the morning?
I wasn't looking into houses. I'm interested in a house in an area. I was looking at that.
I just
Do anything wrong?
we as police officers and we as human beings know the difference between right and wrong.
Yes.
It is put in our head from
I understand.
day one.
All right. I did not walk between that. Again, the only time I walked between those two houses is when I was down on the lake. I can't go front end. So I walked up to go up to the road. That's it.
Okay.
And when I walk up there, somebody comes running. All right.
Okay. What were you wearing last night?
T-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, and socks. Not flip-flops, sandals.
Okay. Did your T-shirt have any writing on it?
I don't remember what my shirt had on it.
What color was your shirt?
Dark.
What about your shorts?
I think they were my black shorts.
Okay.
Pello's story wasn't adding up, as looking for a home at midnight sounds absurd even for a police officer. At this point, we must thank the young police officer who made the arrest and wasn't intimidated by a senior. Wonder how many poor women he saved from being stalked and killed.
Are you carrying anything else with you? No. Nothing. Nothing. What was
My car keys,
Where were they at?
my pocket.
Jeff, I've always liked you.
I understand that.
And you understand how difficult this is for,
I understand how difficult it is for you and everybody involved. I understand. But I didn't do anything wrong.
but I'm a realist.
I understand.
And I think there's a whole lot more going on here than we're. And I'm willing, Jeff, to sit here all day long and talk about it.
I understand. All right.
There's something right here that, you're a police officer. You know right from wrong. And
I understand.
I think you did wrong last night, and you think you did wrong last night. And I need to know why you did wrong. Because
I didn't do anything wrong. Walking up from that lane towards the road is the right thing to do at that point. I mean, I can't go no further. Dog. Okay, so I walked up there. I mean, if it wasn't for that thing, I would just walk around the lake and went right back to where my truck was at. I mean, that is all. I'm not, I'm not minimizing anything.
You are minimizing.
No, I'm not. I'm not minimizing anything. I don't know how much simple it is. It's not.
It's not that simple.
I didn't have ill intent of any kind. That's it.
It's not that simple.
I mean, that's it.
It's not that simple. I mean, she is a young, attractive lady.
I don't know
Very
who she is.
And like I said, I know, I've seen you how you take a genuine interest in people, okay? And I think if you knew what you did to this person, because I'm telling you, she's freaking
did not do anything.
The sergeant continued to use aggressive tactics to counter the interviewer's question, knowing that admitting his mistake would lead to a plethora of charges he could never recover from.
I walked up from the lake between the houses down the road. Yes, I did.
Okay. You were there, right?
Yes. Yes, I was there.
Okay. You were confronted by Officer Zimmer. Yes.
Yes, he was there. I was walking up.
Okay. Let's just go with this in chronological order. First of all, is there any reason that you can tell me why David Zimmer would lie about this situation? Because I'll tell you what, he's freaked out too. Because you're one of his mentors. All right. You're one of his mentors.
I don't know how I freaked him out.
You don't know how he freaked out? Well, I mean, he couldn't even hardly talk. He was so upset by the situation. He talked about how you were, one of his mentors. You were his FTO training sergeant. All right. And I mean, he looked up to you.
All right, I understand that. All right.
And, okay, so getting back to the question, is there any reason why David Zimmer would lie about what happened?
Sergeant Palo recounted a completely different encounter from what actually happened. In reality, he tried to jog away from the arresting officer, who had to draw his gun to force Palo to stop before arresting him. It turns out Palo was his mentor during his early days, making the arrest even more stressful for the officer.
In front of you.
Neither do I. I don't have any reason to lie.
Everybody has their battles, and everybody has their crosses to bear.
All right, I understand.
All right? And you know where we're getting at on this kind of stuff.
No, I don't.
You don't know what we're doing. I'm talking about a young, very attractive female.
I don't know who you're talking about. All right.
She's the lady in one of those two houses.
All right. I don't know. I have no idea lives in either one of those houses. All right. I wasn't interested in those houses.
I'm sure you had no idea who they were.
All right. I wasn't interested in those houses. All right.
You weren't interested in lake access.
All right.
Come on, Jeff.
All right.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, that is just it doesn't make sense to anyone.
All right.
It doesn't make sense.
Again.
Does it?
Yes, it makes sense to me because that's what I went there to do.
If I'm going to look at a lake access, I'm not going to do it at 12:30 in the morning.
All right. Poor choice of times, but that's why I did it. All right. I just walked down there. All right.
But come on, what are you, 17 years?
Yeah.
17 years of being a police officer.
All right, I understand.
And you don't think that that is a severe error in judgment to be, all right, in between two houses at 12:30 in the morning,
All I was doing was walking from the lake to the road, all right? You're implying that I'm doing something mischievous between these houses, and all I'm doing is walking from the lake up to the road. I said,
that's exactly what I'm implying, Jeff.
that's it, that's all I was
Because
doing.
Officer Zemer, who you agreed to, says has no reason to lie about this, says that you were up against the house, and he had to call for you 3 different times.
Pela was in constant denial, getting agitated with each passing minute. However, this ignorant attitude did not strengthen his case. It only made him seem more guilty.
What did he say to you then? When you were turned around and he was walking back, what did he say to you then?
Stop, police.
And what else was he saying to you?
Stop, police.
Let me see your hands.
I don't recall everything he said. I said, stop, police. I realized, oh, where's the police? So I turned around and walked back. All right. I mean, if I realized at first he was Officer Zemer, I'd have just kept walking right towards him. Right? But my initial thought was, it was someone that lived there. I was, oh, man, that's it.
Yeah, you know it's not him.
That's it.
It's not him.
That's it.
Because the scenario doesn't fit. And you know the scenario doesn't fit.
That's it.
And here comes also BS, but I think you've seen me interview enough people that I'm just laying it on the line to you.
No, I understand.
Something is wrong.
All right.
Something's wrong.
I understand. You think something's wrong.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced something's wrong.
Whatever scared that woman was not me. All right. The only time I walked into that house is when I encountered Officer Zemer. That's it. All right. I wasn't there before that at any other time. Whatever scared her, whatever it was, all right, or whoever it was not me.
That doesn't make sense.
Obviously.
It doesn't make sense. I'm just being real with you, Jeff.
I understand. I don't know what else to tell you. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I did not. The only time I went between those houses is when I walked up and met Officer Zemer. I did not do anything to anybody anywhere last night. Period. I don't know what you're trying to allege here. I did not do anything to anybody at any point in time. All right? I'm not looking in some woman's windows. I'm not doing any of that. I walked down by that lake. That's what you said a minute ago.
That you were looking.
You said somebody was walking around looking in this woman's windows. It was not me. Whoever it was, I have no goddamn clue. No goddamn clue whatsoever.
I don't know that I said.
I don't know how else to say it. All right. All right. The truth is the truth. I've already told it to you, and that's that. I don't know what else to do. Excuse me for getting pissed off here, but I didn't do anything wrong. All right. I did not do anything wrong. Period. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to do it. I don't.
The young officer who made the arrest turned out to be the key witness in the case, as he had no reason to turn against the sergeant. He was quite surprised and saddened to see his former mentor in such a compromising situation.
As it's happened in the past, you know, and I'll just tell you, I'll tell you point blank, I don't think the story is exactly the way you're telling it. I don't know
what Dave Zemer told you. All right. I don't know what his perception of it was. But the only time
his perception is right on, Jeff. His perception is right on. Exactly right on.
Again,
and here's the real story of it all, Jeff. You're the one who has to answer for it, not David Zemer. David Zemer was on patrol.
I'm not alleging he did anything wrong. All right. I'm not. Again, I don't know what his perception of it was. I didn't do anything wrong. And I had no ill intent. All I did was walk in that lake and up between those houses. All right? You know, now I'm sitting in an interview room getting accused of being a criminal. Obviously, I should have turned and walked back 50 feet and walked up onto the cul-de-sac that's right in that cul-de-sac. Yeah, cul-de-sac is right there.
Obviously, you should have done what again?
Should have walked all the way back to where there's no houses and I walked up to the cul-de-sac. Obviously, that's what, you know, looking back on it, perhaps that's what I should have done. Oh my God.
Is that how you came around? Is that how you came around?
The interviewer pressed more onto Pello and even tried to guilt trip him into telling the truth. Despite everything, the predator refused to open up, continuing to deny every accusation thrown at him.
There's no spillway there.
Whatever you call that. At the end of the cul-de-sac. Alright. Is that the way you went around?
Originally, I started to come down off of whatever, I can't remember what the street is. Come down, alright. I didn't want it, so I walked up on the street, whatever that street's called. I can't remember the name of the street. Andy Court. Walked down to where that cul-de-sac is, looked at that townhouse, did not go up to the windows of the townhouse. I looked at it from a distance to see if two-story, whatever it was. If that's the one that's for sale, it was. I walked down by the lake, started going on the west side. It's like, no, I don't want to go that way. So I started to come around on the east side, walked around. That's where the little spillway thing comes down there. I know what you mean by spillway now. I realized, okay, I can't cross that. That's my turn. And walked it out.
Even the interrogator's patience started to wear thin, and he decided to leave the room and give the sergeant time to think about his actions. This tactic is often used in interrogations, but Pelo was unmoved as the detective returned.
You've been you're a weapons guy, you're a former military.
I understand.
And you're telling me you didn't know somebody had a gun pointed at you?
He's backlit. I wasn't paying attention to that.
You weren't paying attention to
He
someone.
said, stop. I said, oops, it's the play. I turned and walked up there. That's that. I talked with him a few minutes, and then not even a few minutes, all right? You know, he's obviously on a call.
There's problems here, Jeff. There's all kinds of problems. And I'm not here to sit here and tell you that it's all rosy and all that kind of stuff, but no. And you know where I'm coming from, because I've told you.
Despite trying everything, Sergeant Pelo remained in his denial mode, and the interrogation was brought to an end. He was charged with burglary and stalking charges. However, things started to get worse for the predator, as in the next few months, the 4 women he had harassed came forward and identified him. They later narrated the court events, which were terrifying and shocking to hear alone. Suddenly, every woman claimed that a white male who was wearing a black mask would intrude in their home and force them to do stuff with him. The officers also found compelling evidence against the sergeant on his computer. Eventually, in June 2008, he was convicted of 37 counts and sentenced to serve 440 years in prison consecutively. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we saw some of the worst cops ever, and Sergeant Pelo might be the epitome of police corruption. This horrific case sends chills down my spine every time I narrate it. The monster was given a lengthy sentence, and that's the best outcome for such a predator. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video, and make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here.